Conditional or unconditional contract. When buying or selling land for development, one key question is whether to use a conditional or an unconditional contract. The difference between the two types of contract can hugely affect your timeline, your risk, and your profit. Hi, I'm Nick from Attwells Solicitors. Let's look at what each form of contract means and when you might use them. So what is an unconditional contract? An unconditional contract is a straightforward contract. Once it's signed, both parties are bound to complete. The buyer must purchase and the seller must sell, usually on a set completion date. These contracts are typically used when the buyer has done their due diligence, there are no outstanding conditions. So for example, standard property sales. What is a conditional contract? A conditional contract, on the other hand, only becomes binding once specific conditions are met. These conditions could include obtaining planning permission, securing funding or consent, or verifying access and title arrangements. If the conditions aren't satisfied within the agreed timeline, the buyer can usually walk away without penalty. This gives developers flexibility, but it also delays certainty for the seller. So why does the difference between these contracts really matter? Well, for developers, conditional contracts reduce risk. You only buy once planning is granted. For landowners, unconditional contracts offer certainty, but less flexibility. The key is balancing those interests through careful drafting, setting realistic deadlines, clear notice provisions, and specifying what happens if conditions fail. So what's our role? At Attwells, we'll review the proposed contract, advise on any risks, and ensure that your interests are protected, whichever side you're on. We'll also work with your agents, your planners, and your lenders to coordinate the legal side alongside the commercial realities. Getting these details early avoids costly disputes later. If you're dealing with land or development contract, talk to us at Attwells Solicitors today. We'll help you to understand whether a conditional or unconditional structure is the right for your deal and make sure that the agreement works in practice. Visit attwells.com for more information and subscribe for more quick legal explainers like this one.